It's a beautiful rainy day in Sheffield, England. I'm walking with the Word, and I've been thinking about a story we read in Matthew chapter 26, verses 69 to 75. This story is set just after Jesus has been arrested, and it says Jesus is being interrogated and mocked and slapped and spat on. And outside in the courtyard, one of Jesus' followers has sat down, Peter, and someone comes up and says, "You know Jesus?" And Peter says, "I don't know this man." And then again it happens, someone says, "I recognize you, you're one of Jesus' followers." And again, Peter denies it. And then the third time someone comes up and says, "We recognize you, you're one of his followers." It says that Peter began calling down curses on himself, swearing that he didn't know Jesus. This is a sad story. It's not a good thing that Peter denied Jesus. Peter carried shame for this through his life. But I want to stick up for Peter today. I like Peter. Me and Peter share the same name, and I love some of Peter's characteristics. Peter was the first disciple to recognize and profess that Jesus is the Messiah, Jesus is Lord and Savior. Peter, when Jesus was arrested, pulled out his sword and cut off one of the soldiers' ears, and Jesus supernaturally healed it and said, "Peter, don't you know those who live by the sword will die by the sword?" But Peter had a protective streak in him. He really cared for and loved Jesus, and it troubled him that Jesus was being arrested. Peter was ready to fight. He was a passionate man. Another thing that I love about Peter is when we read this story in Matthew 26, even before Peter denied Jesus, where was he? It says that he was in the courtyard. Why was Peter in the courtyard? Because he wanted to be near Jesus. He cared about Jesus even before he denied him. We see Peter's protective, loving streak. And the reason I say this is that often we judge Peter harshly for denying Jesus, and we say, what a terrible thing to do. But before Peter did it, he didn't believe that he was capable of that. Peter said, "I will go with you even unto death." You know, he had that passion, and Jesus said, "No, before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times. We need to be humble of our own estimation of ourselves and not boast about things that we don't know about. But more importantly, we need to recognize that there are good and bad qualities in Peter. There are certain things that Jesus commended and praised. He was a leader amongst the disciples. He was at first in many things. He was the one who jumped off the boat when he saw Jesus. He was the one who professed Jesus as Lord and Savior. There's many admirable and good qualities of Peter, but he was also the one that denied Jesus. And I believe understanding both of those things about ourselves and about other people, that we have problems, but we also have strengths and good points, will help us to grow strong and become more Christ-like.